Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttrading-solutions.com on a Friday, 5th day of January 2024. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, I mean, the market's kind of just meandering about again, hitting, we've had the sell-off all through the beginning of the year. Not a big surprise with sentiment and all that we talked about. So let's go ahead and get started with the charts. Also want to remind everybody, I'm going to have a class starting a week from next Tuesday pertaining to earnings season, which is going to be really exciting. Some of the opportunities that come from the earnings season via options. So look out for that. I'm going to announce it on Tuesday. We'll start, sending out some invitations and so forth. So if you are interested in that, look out for that. It's going to be a week from Tuesday as well. Sign up for the newsletter and so on and so forth. Okay, let's go ahead and just get into the charts. We are again, we've kind of just meandered lower. We had jobs number today, which was, markets were all over the place. Let's get into the charts here. Okay, so let's start with the S&P. And just kind of go through the various markets. So the S&P did hold right at 4,700, attempted a rally earlier in the day, and then as rates came up, I should say, above 4, came right back down and just ended the day just really just choppy, just all kinds of kind of choppy trading. Been very challenged in the intraday trading here. You can see just back and forth, not any kind of follow through to the downside. We actually tried to break down here and then fell and then kind of just ended right mid-range. So not a lot really. 4,700 now obviously is going to be a key level going into next week. We do have earnings season starting up a week from today, actually, with all the banks reporting JPM, by the way, which had just been at an all-time high with Apple falling. So it's a pretty bifurcated market, pretty mixed market, lots of dispersion going on right now. NASDAQ still the weak market, obviously with Apple continue to be under pressure, and the semis actually did get a bounce today. AMD got a little bit of a bounce. Netflix, NVIDIA got a bounce. But generally, again, just very choppy. Still haven't been able to touch down on the 16,300 level. Possibly that's going to be the lows. Or if Apple continues to sell off, I think, we probably head down to 1610. Small caps also very volatile, but just bunch of chop. Kind of in a range here. It's forming a range between 1990 and roughly 1950. Kind of a consolidation pattern, I would call this in the small caps. Dow also very range bound here. It may take a new low here. It's got to break below 17,400. Again, rates are the key. You saw rates all over the map today, very volatile. We had that spike in rates earlier this morning, then with the hotter than expected jobs number, and then the soft other numbers, the manufacturing numbers came in a little bit softer. So it's just been all over the map. As you can see, rates are starting to climb again. Looks like they're headed back up to 415, 425. And again, all you have to do is just look at how the markets react to higher rates. That was actually when rates began rising here. You can do. I actually posted this on X. You can see how the markets actually started falling back down again. So the key level is going to be up here at 415. You can see that's where we broke down on the yields on the 10-year futures. That's going to be down here. So there is a chance we probably test 110, let's call it 111 on the 10-year futures contract. Also, you know, we've been talking about the TLT hitting 100. That looks like it's headed back down to 96, 95 relative to the 30-year futures, which is, you know, the risk on this thing is really, really high right now. That looks like it may be headed down to 120 on the futures, but that is worth watching. This is really what's driving the market in the near term. Also, the dollar, very choppy today. We see big swings all over the place. I mean, look at the volatility in the dollar today. That was pretty crazy today. And this also, you know, created a lot of volatility in the euro and the British pound and all the rest of the currencies you can see. So generally speaking, you know, just a lot of volatility, but going nowhere, just a lot of chop. Very challenged if you're trying to trade this today. Gold, also interesting. Look at the volatility in silver, gold, kind of mirroring the dollar index. So just you know, again, a very kind of difficult day for any kind of short-term trading. Similarly, you know, oil looks like it wants to go higher. It's on the cusp of, you know, breaking a near-term resistance right along 75 and then 76. But the big one is going to be 80. Nothing really to talk about there. Quietly, nat gas continues to break out. It keeps, you know, churning. Has these big pullbacks. It looks like it's going to take another leg higher. Looks like it's headed back up to 3, but you never know where this thing could, you know, there's probably going to be some kind of gap on Sunday. That's been happening. So it's been very volatile, but again, very whipsaw type of movement. You know, generally it has been moving higher. If you look at the contract specific, you can see that it's been a nice kind of channeling up pattern. But it you know, pulls back about 15 cents, then goes and makes a new high as well. And nothing new on the grain markets, really, just kind of lower moves here on the grain markets across the board. But you know, very kind of quiet, choppy market. We have a grain report next week, which could create some volatility in the grain market. So that kind of sums it up, everybody. Again, VIX still, I think, you know, VIX got to go above 15 to get this thing moving to the downside. How far this is going to last in terms of, you know, the correction or whatever you want to call it, or if it turns into something bigger, I would still more or less call it a correction in the S&P for the moment, which means we may, in fact, if we get a soft CPI number next week, we actually could wouldn't still be out of the realm of possibilities that we get a new high, provided we hold on to this and rates stay calm. But if that changes, then we're going to have a bit of a challenge. So generally speaking, I would still, you know, and watch Apple and some of the mega caps, because I think that also holds the key. Okay. All right. Again, look for the class coming up. If you want to sign up for the newsletter and so forth. If not, have a great weekend, everybody. And we'll talk to you on Tuesday. Okay. Take care.